All right, great. Hey, okay. All right, this is Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. Today's not exactly sure what day it is. It could be like 29th or so, 30th maybe. Doesn't matter. It's 2022, and I'm just doing something here that always gives me a buzz, and it's got things to it. Okay, so let me show you what's going on here. No matter how many times I do this, I get a charge out of it. This is a field right here. This is my number 3 grow, my number 1 grow field. This is number 2, and that's number 3 down there, number 3 grow field. So this field right here is these pigs. I've just taken them off of this field. All right, and you can see it's worn down to very little. There's a tiny bit of green out there, but not much. It's pretty well eaten off. And so what I did was I pulled this gate over here, opened this gate, and all the pigs came through into this lane right here. There's a lane, see? And I closed off that gate right there that goes into field 3. And that field is got daikon radishes going, and they're doing really good. But this field's burned out. They were on here for about a month, and everything that was on there they've taken. And so they came through here, and this took 2 minutes just to open a gate and close a gate and close this gate right here in front of me. This is the lane. And then opened up that field probably 6 weeks ago. Planted different types of brassica in there. Some stuff I planted, I wasn't even sure what it was. There was a lot of, you can see some nice sunflowers in there, but a lot of really thick stuff. When the pigs are in there, you can't hardly even see them. It's so thick. And when they got in there, they started running around and bucking, and that's when I went and got my camera. But anyway, they'll have this for at least a month. And I'm hoping that they can take this down, and in a month, field 3 over there with the daikon radishes will be ready to go. But hopefully today, I hope to get in here and seed this field. But you can see what happened over here in field 1. They were all here, take a little bath, get something to drink, and then worry about how they're going to get back in. So that happens all the time. But it's not a big deal because I am going to go about my business now. They're complete. Finally, they'll wind up lush green stuff. But they're used to this over here. They're used to kind of this worn down place. But here's one right in front of me, just going to this grass. There's one just coming up. It's like a smorgasbord. I planted, there was at least 10 different types of seeds in there. You can see it, it's thick. So they'll have a day of adventure moving back and forth. And once all of them are in there, even if I wanted to help them, I could just dump some feed in there and they would go in after it, and they would all go in. So they'll all wind up in there eventually. And when they do, I plan to put in some small pigs with them. And that way the small pigs have a place to hide from them. In here, there's no place to hide. So the small pigs, you know, at first they get chased around a little bit, but these big guys, they don't do that long, especially if their bellies are full. They do it to compete. But if you just look out over this field and observe it from the perspective of calories in this case, just calories. If we were to go out there and we were to dig up a square foot, excuse me, of ground and then weigh it, that's thick. That's really heavy out there. There's a lot of calories out there. So it's actually quite valuable to these guys. And these guys are valuable to me by being big and heavy. And to get them to this weight, like this one right here is 300 something pounds, to get that animal to that weight is expensive, you know, if I'm just buying feed. But in this case, I didn't buy any of this. This was all free. A lot of that is stuff that I didn't even plant. You see in between, right there, in between those sunflowers, there's amaranth that's grown up, which is commonly known as pigweed. And they love it. They go after it first. And then a lot of this that's growing right here is quackgrass. There goes some amaranth. Just chowed that down. Once they get a little bit of it, they really look for it. Now he's going after there's another one there. That's amaranth right there. So all I hear is the pitter patter of little happy hooves because they're eating. And I didn't have to trailer them, anything like that. I just opened the gate and they went through it. And now they get to live in the land of forages out there. And they're going to be real happy pigs because their bellies are full and that's what they live for. And this stuff is good for them. So, a calorie machine that we, as you know, we're farmers, homesteaders, I may have dropped seeds out there, but you know, that's about it. That's about all I did. I covered them up. Okay, so I went through the draft. But then everything else that happened after that, we disconnected there for a minute. Everything that happened after that, I didn't have a whole... This is a good stream, so I'm going to keep it going. I'm on a good line of reasoning here that I think is helpful. Everything else that happened out there, all the growth, I did not have a lot to do with it. It all happened in spite of me. You know, like when weeds grow in the garden, it's like, wow, too bad we can't eat these weeds. You can. So that has happened out there. That growth that's happened out there has happened in spite of, if I made an effort to weed that, which I didn't, because everything that grows out there, they will consume. But as that stuff grows, the weeds, the amaranth, the trefoil, the lamb's quarter grows really good, plus the stuff that I planted. I planted a lot of brassicas out there. The sunflowers, I guess I planted those. I don't remember putting that in with the mix. It's not that critical to know everything that I planted. It's just critical to know that the soil is getting more fertile as time goes by. And everything that you see out there, that tangle that they're going to be living in, they're going to subsist off of it. They're going to eat it. And it's a cycle. It's a circle. So I'm not paying for this sunlight right now. I got rain yesterday. I got a 1/4 inch of rain. I didn't pay for that either. And then you see the slight breeze, the oxygen and the different elements that are happening, the elements that are in the soil. I'm not paying for that. That's all coming to me free of charge. But those animals are getting heavier off of all of that forage that's out there. And you know, you can't do this with any kind of animals. You could stick commodity pigs out there and they would just scream at you every time they hear the back door open because they want hog chow. They want Cheetos, you know. But these guys are real happy with the weeds that grow out here. Why? Because they're closer to their original line, like they're closer to the pigs that were on Noah's Ark, let's say. And so their bodies dictate to them what they need. And even though a commodities pig, the best thing for them would probably be eat pig's weed, they won't eat it because they're programmed differently. It's bred out of them. The system that we have going out here is going to be putting 12 more out, little ones. That's how you put little ones in with big ones, is you put them in a tangle like that, and they'll bump into each other, maybe chase each other around a little bit, but the little ones are faster and they can get away. They won't get cornered by a couple of big mamas, and they don't know. You know, they just, once they get used to each other over a couple of days, they'll all just be one big happy family. But these guys are doing the same thing. The pigs are doing the same thing that all that forage out there is doing. That forage, all that fauna, is utilizing the energy that's in the soil. And the energy in the soil is increasing all the time because the pigs are out there eating, manuring, urinating back, and it's getting better all the time. It's the craziest thing. You wouldn't think that there was a system that could get better with use. It's consistently working and it's consistently getting better. So the soil out here is getting more fertile. The meat from these animals, the meat and fat from these animals is superb. Like when you eat it, your body says, "Ooh, I want more of that." Why? Because it's nutrient dense. How did it get nutrient dense? From this system. I don't add anything to this other than a little bit of seed, and if I have extra compost, I'll run that out there, but I really don't need to. You know, you can do this on sand practically. Actually, this was it was very sandy. There was a thin skiff of brown soil on there, and when we broke through it, it was just sand. And now the loam is thick. It's deep, and it goes against the whole no-till model, but it's a faster burning element than the no-till model, because this is a theory, but this is because we are utilizing livestock in the system. So there you have it from the professor here at Baker's Green Acres. You observe this, and this is what you see, and this is what I am seeing here. So this is a really cool thing, and I don't know. Go over and see us over at the Anyone Can Farm Tribe Experience. The Anyone Can Farm Experience, and there's a lot more information over there that's cool like this. And it's amazing how just doing this, all of a sudden the dots kind of connect. And I got up this morning thinking I was just going to be moving pigs, but I had a deep philosophical revelation here. But remember, anyone can farm.